back with the second story from Chandogya Upanishad. This story has a deep message on goal-oriented purposeful actions. It also reveals how rules of propriety collapse in crisis. This intriguing story is presented in a contextualized format and not in a verse-by-verse translation. Without further ado, let us dive into it. Long ago, hailstorms had destroyed all crops in the kingdom of Kurus. At that time, a scholarly priest by the name Ushasti Chakrayana and his young wife were living in a deplorable condition in a village. Oftentimes, they would not have anything to eat. On one such day, Ushasti came across an elephant driver or mahout who was eating sub-quality beans. Ushasti approached him and asked for food. The mahout said, "I have no other food than what is laid out on my plate. Give me a little from that." An extremely hungry Ushasti urged him. The mahout took out a portion of the beans from his plate and handed it to the hungry stranger. He then also offered him the drink that he had kept for himself, saying, "Have some if you want." Ushasti, however, came up with this response: "If I accept it, I would be drinking what is defiled." The mahout was stunned hearing these words. "But then the beans are also defiled," he said. Ushasti explained the logic behind his decision. "I wouldn't have survived without eating these beans, but I have an option as to whether or not to accept the drink." Ushasti ate only a portion of the beans given to him and carried home the remaining ones for his wife. But the young woman had already eaten some food, as she had collected some alms earlier in the day. She took the beans from her husband and kept it for the next day. The next morning, soon after rising from bed, Ushasti started murmuring, "Alas, only if I could get a little food, I could earn some wealth. A king is starting a yajna soon. He would make me the priest for all the sacred operations." Hearing this, his wife immediately sprang to action. She pulled out the preserved beans and said, "My lord, here are the beans you brought home yesterday. Please have it." After eating the beans, Ushasti went out and reached a place where a yajna was being conducted. In the sacrificial site, 3 priests along with the Yajamana, or the one who had sponsored the yajna, were present. In accordance with the rules, the yajna was being conducted in 3 parts: Prastava, or the beginning part, Udgita, or the middle part, and Pratiharta, or the end part. And each part was assigned to one priest, which meant only he was to sing the hymns related to that part. Ushasti approached the priests one by one and warned them, "You will lose your head if you sing hymns without knowing the deity that rules them." The priests went silent and the ritual came to a standstill. The Yajamana, who had been watching the stranger's authoritative moves, asked him, "Respected sir, may I know who you are?" "I am Ushasti, son of Chakra," came the reply, prompting the Yajamana to exclaim with joy, "Oh, it's you! I searched for you everywhere, but in vain. So I appointed others for this yajna. Since you are here now, please take over all the responsibilities of the ritual," he requested. Ushasti gave his consent, but on 2 conditions. The first one, the other priests should sing the hymns according to his instructions. And the second one, he should get the same amount of fee given to other priests. The conditions were accepted. Before resuming their duties, each of the 3 priests wanted to know which was the deity ruling the hymns assigned to him. They requested Ushasti to enlighten them. He happily shared the knowledge. Ushasti explained, with regard to Prastava, or the hymns sung in the beginning part, Prana is the deity, for all the movable and immovable beings rise out of Prana in creation and then merge into Prana in dissolution. With regard to Udgita, or the hymn sung in the middle part, the sun is the deity, as all the movable and immovable beings sing in his praise when he comes up. And with regard to Pratihartha, or the hymn sung in the end part, food is the deity, for all the movable and immovable beings live by consuming food alone. Hence, during a yajna, one has to meditate upon prana, the sun, and food. Ushasti concluded. That is the story. It has two very important messages. The first message is hidden in Ushasti rejecting the drink offered by Mahot even while accepting beans from his plate. First, let us understand why Ushasti called the elephant driver's food defiled. According to the Vedic propriety on food consumption, the food that was being eaten by a person would become defiled for others. So, it is neither served to nor accepted by others. In this story though, Ushasti both follows and defies this rule at the same time, which indicates a clash between necessity and vanity in the human psyche. The second message is deeper. Yajna means sacrifice, in which a lot of material objects are offered to sacrificial fire, and yajnas are conducted with definite purposes which are material in nature. By the way, every purposeful act in human life is also a yajna, for we need to sacrifice time, energy, and a lot more other things to achieve anything. Now let us see the roles of the three deities in this. Prana is vital energy. It is the first component of any purposeful action in the form of an intent, a strong urge to do something, or a definite goal. A person lacking in vital energy also lacks in these factors. Now the second component. The sun is the symbol of light and knowledge. With regard to achieving a purpose, we should have critical knowledge of all the related matters. And finally, we have to have sufficient physical strength to take the actions to the logical end. So, being healthy and strong is essential. That means good quality food is essential. Hence, we should pay attention to these three components while aiming for anything. What are your thoughts on this? If you interpret the story differently, please share in the comments. Thanks for watching.